Hey everybody, welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, that website address for you if you don't already know what it is. It's www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Absolutely the best place in the entire internet for clinical trial content and information, and this is especially true for people who work in the industry, such as, and by the way, like 50% of my content, meaning the videos or the blog posts that I write on this blog, are generated from viewer questions, alright? Viewers like you. So first of all, thank you very much for watching. Second of all, keep the questions coming. I keep you anonymous when I answer it, just like this one here. It says, "Good morning, Dan. I want to start a site management organization, or SMO for short. Can you please guide me from company registration to startup? My wife is an RN and holds a master's degree in social work. I have over 5 years of experience in site clinical trial monitoring." So thank you for your question. Thank you for watching. Yes, what I recommend is, sounds like this is going to be your business, or you and your wife, or or a combination of that. Just keep it either one person or two people. The structure I would use, and this is not a legal blog, but I know enough about these things to comment on this, is I would do an LLC. Okay, an LLC is fantastic for starting up a research clinic, especially if you don't have that many partners. It's just a lot. It has a lot of the benefits that a corporation would have, but it's a lot easier also to set up and to manage as far as the requirements they have. But of course, please seek legal counsel before you do anything major like starting a company. Okay, so I do recommend LLC, but seek legal advice. Every situation is unique. Now, on to the clinical trial stuff. So you want to start an SMO, and what I would say is start with one site. You don't want to start with like 5 sites. For obvious reasons. Start with one site and then expand that way. So there's 2 ways you can go about this. You can either find a doctor first, which will be your PI or principal investigator, and then find a study, or find a study and then find a PI. And depending on the strategy that you choose, there are different situations to follow. So if you choose your PI first and then find a study, alright, you're going to need my DVD, How to Get More Clinical Trials for Your Research Company. Shameless plug, but get it. It's on the blog. It's $49 at the time of this video. Get your PI first and then find studies. Does your PI already have an office? Does he or she have a private practice? Will he allow you or your company to operate within his private practice at first to save cost, and then as you get more studies, maybe expand? That is the option I would take. I like to start businesses where there's always going to be risk. Okay, you can never completely eliminate risk, but I like to eliminate risk as quickly as possible. So if under this scenario where you find your PI first, then you get some studies, and you borrow, or he or she lets you use their office for doing the study. You're saving a lot of money. You don't have to sign or commit to a long lease because you don't know if you're going to survive that long. You're a startup. Okay, so that's one way to eliminate risk. Set up a contract with your PI. A couple videos ago I did a video on exactly how an SMO can contract with a PI. Are you going to pay him or her a monthly or a bi-weekly salary? Are you going to make them an independent contractor and just give them a percentage? Are you going to pay them a fee for service based on exactly what it is they do? Figure that out. Each PI is going to want something different. Then build your SOPs. If your wife is the RN, maybe she can be the coordinator at first, so you don't need to hire a coordinator because they can be expensive, anywhere from $30,000 to $60,000. I've heard cases of even more. So if your wife is going to be filling that role, go ahead. If you can, you're a clinical monitor, you can do some QA. Certainly you know how to run a study, so that doesn't seem like it's a problem right away. So basically get your PI, get your study, lease a portion of his or her office, preferably for free. But if they insist on you contributing with the overhead or with some kind of payment, at least you're not committed to a long-term lease. Now, if you are to get your study first and then find a PI to partner with, you can still use the same strategy, but it obviously will depend on what kind of study it is, what kind of PI you can partner with. So if you have a PI in mind, but you get a study for a completely different indication, you may not be able to use that PI, or the sponsor may not approve that PI because that's not his or her medical specialty. Hopefully this helps. After that point, you can expand, you build your SOPs, you hire, then you can have more sites, open up more sites using the same model, just repeat. And the beauty becomes, at that point, once you have multiple sites, the beauty becomes one study can theoretically feed all your sites. You just need to have separate PIs in each place, separate staff, but same studies. It takes the same amount of work to get one study at one site as it does to get one study at 3 sites. Hopefully this helps. I want to give my clinical trial guru producers a shout out. Sarah Elizabeth Siegler, Resolve Research Solutions, Accurate Clinical Trials, Erdhart Clinical Trials, PTNR, Patrick Stone, Darshan Kulkarni, Biopharm Systems, Zymewire, Mozio, South Coast Clinical Trials, Breakthrough Clinical Trials, St. Paul Medical Research Center in Miami, Florida. Check the DVDs out, Get More Studies DVD, and the Introduction to Clinical Research DVD, both right now at this time of this video. Don't tell anyone, but $49.99 each. So they were a lot more expensive. I'm trying something out to see if volume will increase, but I plan to raise the prices again later on. Let me know if you have any more questions, Dan@theclinicaltrialsguru.com, and keep them coming. Excellent question. Hope this helps you. Thank you very much.